Good evening and welcome to another video. Today is Friday the 22nd of July 2016, and in tonight's video I'm going to look ahead and preview day number 8 of the 2016 PDC BetVictor World Matchplay, which is going to take place on Saturday the 23rd of July 2016 from the Winter Gardens in Blackpool, live on Sky Sports. And the action gets underway at 7 p.m. Now, day 8 sees two semi-final matches taking place. Now, the semi-final, the format is the best of 33 legs, so it's the first to 17 legs. But if the match goes 16 all, we'll go into overtime until the match goes 19 legs all, and we'll have a sudden death leg if it reaches that stage. The first match of the night sees Michael van Gerwen take on Adrian Lewis. Now, these two have played 43 times previously, and Michael van Gerwen leads a head-to-head with 28 wins. There's been 2 draws, and Adrian Lewis has won on 13 occasions. They've only played once at the match play before, and that was in 2013 at the same stage of the semi-finals, and Adrian Lewis won an absolute cracker by 17 legs to 15 over Michael van Gerwen. But since that match, Michael van Gerwen really has had the upper hand since November 2013. He's only lost 3 times to Adrian Lewis in 24 meetings. Although there has been some draws in that mixture, he's only lost on 3 occasions. And after Michael van Gerwen's last performance, he said if Michael van Gerwen reaches his top performance, that Adrian Lewis cannot live with that. And in his quarter-final match, he beat Dave Chisnell by 16 legs to 9, with his lowest average of the week so far, with 98.72, and he was 16 from 42 on doubles, which is a lot poorer than we're used to seeing from Michael van Gerwen. That's only 38%. We're used to seeing him above that 50% mark so far this week. He got a flying start in this match. He was 4-1 up after the first mini session, but this was the poorest start he's made so far this week. Surprisingly enough, he had won both his first round and his second round first mini sessions by 5 legs to 0. So funnily enough, it was his poorest start, being 4-1 up. From there, he almost glided home against Dave Chisnell, but Dave Chisnell did push him, but it was far too late. And when Dave Chisnell actually got back into the game, then he started snatching his darts again. You think that Michael van Gerwen's got a couple of extra gears in the locker, and he could go at them if Adrian pushes him in this semi-final match. Now, Adrian Lewis gave his best performance of the week so far after a slow start against Peter Wright in his quarter-finals match, beating him by 16 legs to 14, ended up with an average of 97.33. He was 16 from 48 on doubles, which is 33%. His double percentage was actually a lot better than that in the second half of the match, but the first half of the match really brought that statistic down, just like his overall average was brought down by the first half. He probably averaged about 107 in the second half of the game, but the first half he averaged so low that brought his average down to 97. So he can't replicate the first half of this match against Michael van Gerwen, because if he does do that, he will be in deep trouble in this match. He really has to replicate the second half of the match over the whole 33 legs if he's got a chance of beating Michael van Gerwen. The most important spell in this match came when Adrian Lewis was 10-8 down. He won 5 legs in a row to lead 13-10, and it was a big match changer. And from then, he didn't look back in this match. So what do I think is going to happen in this match? I think we'll see an epic clash because both pace will suit each other, and I think both will average over 100. I think both will average between 102 and 105 in this match. I think it's a real ding-dong match that could go either way, but I think Michael van Gerwen will edge this match by 17 legs to 14 over Adrian Lewis. The second semi-final takes place between Gary Anderson and Phil Taylor. Now, these two have played each other 52 times before, and Phil leads the head-to-head with 36 wins. There's been 2 draws, and Gary Anderson has won on 14 occasions. Half of Gary Anderson's wins against Phil Taylor have came in the past 2 years since the Players' Championship final in the November of 2014. He won the 2015 World Final against Phil Taylor as well. That's a massive turning point in this head-to-head clash. But Phil Taylor beat Gary Anderson in the Premier League semi-final earlier on this year, so maybe that swung back into Phil Taylor's that he's got back into Gary Anderson's mind. But this match should be a classic. Now, Gary Anderson won a good match against Steve Beaton just earlier on tonight by 16 legs to 13 with a 96.5 average, and he was 16 from 43 on doubles, which is 37.21%. Gary looked like he was cruising this match at 8-3 up, but Steve fought back really well in this match till the match reached 12 all, and when the match reached 12 all, Gary Anderson then jumped up the gears again, winning 4 of the next 5 legs to win the match by 16 legs to 13. Now, Gary's scoring was quite good in this match when he got into that start, and the flying start really did help him. The 3-2 and the 4-1 in the first 2 sessions really did push him on, but he can fall asleep in this match against Phil Taylor. And talking about Phil Taylor, he won his match earlier on in his quarter-final against Mervyn King. He beat him by 16 legs to 14 with a 101.41 average, and he was 16 from 45 on doubles, which is 35.56%. So the double percentage was a little bit low, but his scoring was outstanding in this match. Again, Phil Taylor was another player who made a fast start in his match, taking a 5-2 lead, but Mervyn came back into this match, and it went even really until Phil was 13-12 down in this match. He had a 10 darter, then an 11 darter, then he took out a 1-2-4 checkout for a 12 darter, and that was the power surge that he needed to win this match. Mervyn tried to hold on, but he just couldn't hold on, and he lost the match by 16 legs to 14. There were 2 very good matches they played in their quarterfinals, both Phil and Gary. So what do I think is going to happen in their semi-final match? It'll be interesting to see what their quarter-final performances took out of them. Gary looked very tired at the end of his match. Can he come back and be full of energy again tomorrow night? I think he will be. So what do I think is going to happen in this match? Just like the first match of the night, I think this will be a very close match. It's very tough to call. I would say it's another 50-50 match. But I think that Gary Anderson will win this match by 17 legs to 15 over Phil Taylor. Again, we're very close. There's never much between these two when they play on the big stage in recent times. And I think that Gary Anderson will just have that edge over Phil Taylor, now knowing that he can get the winning double. And I think he'll win this match by 17 legs to 15. So with that, that's the end of this video. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. If you want to leave any feedback on this video, you can do so either via my YouTube comment section, which is below this video, or via my Twitter, or via the Tungsten Tackle Facebook, via their own website, or via their Twitter. And until tomorrow, I preview the final of the 2016 PDC BetVictor World Matchplay. I will see you then. Goodbye.